large, 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 large. These large droplets don't really bond together. They don't like each other. They have too much mass. They're not gonna come together. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Society, the channel where the learning doesn't stop when the video ends. Well, you're in for a good one today. Today on this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of how to set up that Clearcoat gun and how to put down a nice, smooth finish. So those of you that are new to the channel, I want to welcome you to the channel. My name is Brian. This is a technical page. Well, this is a technical series, the card painting series. We also have the craft series, which is a little bit more edited. They're full episodes from start to finish. So what are we gonna do today? Well, we have many different guns that we're going to use or show you how to set up, but then we're gonna use the WS400, my Clearcoat gun of choice. We're gonna get a little bit into how to set up the actual air pressure, how to set up the fluid, the fan, and what is actually going on in the gun when you adjust these settings. See, I never had anyone to teach me how to do any of this. I'm actually self-taught. So all of my weekend warriors, you can learn this too. So let's go in the booth. Let me show you what I got going on right now. Okay, so we're headed in the booth and we got this RDX all blended. It's looking great. We did a little repair on the fender. We blended the color out very nicely. And if you want to know how to blend, you can check up top. We just did a blending video to show you those steps. We'll also do many other videos on blending in different areas. So today we're talking about Clearcoat. What is Clearcoat? Well, Clearcoat is going to give you that UV protection, and it's also going to be the shine, and it's my personal favorite thing to do. Okay, so we have here our gun. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is the regulator. This is a diaphragm regulator by RTI, and what I love about the diaphragm regulator is it's going to hold your pressure. As soon as you hit that trigger, it's going to go right to that pressure. It's not going to give you the sudden jolt of pressure and then go back down. So this is a diaphragm regulator. I'll put that link in the description. It's a really good one. Also, this is a high flow, these are high flow fittings. They're a little bit bigger, so more air is going in through the gun, which I like. Now, let's talk about the first thing. This is the fluid, okay? The fluid is set to wide open. All guns are designed to be optimized at wide open on the fluid. So how do we get to wide open? Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. First, you wanna back it all the way just before it comes out. If it comes out, it's fine. Then I want to hold that trigger. I got that trigger held right there. How do we find wide open? I'm going to show you this right now. We're going to turn this slowly, and we're going to turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, and then I can't turn it anymore. I start to feel resistance on the handle right here, and I can't turn. This is wide open, and this means that the gun is set completely wide open. All the fluid coming from the top is going through the gun with no restriction. If we wanted to set it one turn from wide open, we'd go from here. So whenever we discuss wide open, we always discuss one turn in from wide open or two turns from wide open. What I like to do is keep my gun at wide open, and then I regulate from there. So let's say it's a cold day or there's too much fluid coming out, I can regulate from there. Now this is your fan right here. The fan should always be set to just about wide open, and to clean up those edges, you want to taper it in just maybe a little bit like here. So that's here. Now, I'm talking about the WS400. For this particular gun, what you want to do is you want to have it wide open once again, and then you're going to come over here. Now this gun's a little bit different. The fan is huge, and it kind of isn't the greatest gun when the fan is set wide open. So on here, what you're going to do is I want you to take it, and it's completely wide open now, and I want you to go 1, I want you to go 2, and just a little bit more. So now what that's done is it's taken the fan from wide and it's narrowed it down a little bit. Okay, so there's 3 things that you're going to want to adjust. We have fan, which we talked about. We have fluid. And we have air. Okay? These are the 3 things that will control an orange peel or smooth finish. So let's discuss what droplets are. Okay? Droplets are what is coming out of the gun. The gun is atomizing. It's taking the air and the fluid and it's putting them together, and it's atomizing them together into droplets. Now you have small droplets or large droplets. What kind of droplets do you want? Let you think about that for a second. Okay? Correct answer is small droplets. And here's why. Let's pretend that this is your fan. Okay, this is your pattern. Okay, this is your gun right here. I'm not the best artist. Typically, you want your panel to be in this area, okay? That means that you want to be about this close because this is optimizing your area. Let's say you have large droplets coming out of the gun, okay? So they're large droplets, large droplets, large droplets, large droplets, large, 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 large. These large droplets don't really bond together. They don't like each other. They have too much mass. They're not gonna come together. So large droplets equal a rough orange peel finish. Small droplets. What do small droplets do? Well, small droplets are so small and so fine that they merge together and create a very smooth finish. Okay? So how do we tell what are large and fine droplets on a panel? Well, hold tight because I'm going to show you that in just a moment when we go inside to clear this car. But here's how you control it. Pressure and fluid. So let's get started. In the booth, I like to run this gun around 30 psi. Now it's going to be different for everyone. I just want to let you guys know that. So what I like about this is you hold the air, you hold it down, and it's set at wherever you want to go. So if you want a little bit higher, a little bit lower, it's going to hold it right there. Okay? I'm going to show you what's going to happen with low pressure. Okay? Let's tone it down a little bit. Watch low pressure. Very big droplets like we just talked about. Do you see those? Those are big droplets. That creates orange peel. Okay? Let's bump that pressure up a little bit and let's see what those droplets look like. Okay, back up to right around 30. And what we have here are very, very fine droplets, okay? Our droplets are going to be able to come together a lot better. So, wanted to show you that because you need to know how to control it. Now, if you want to make sure that you're having a smooth, consistent finish and you're not putting too much paint on, go ahead and start off with turning it one turn in from the fluid. Keep that fan where it's at. You can adjust your actual distance from the panel, but you want about 4 to 5 inches. So, we're going to clear the rest of this car. There's two ways we can do it. The first way I can do it is I can do it panel by panel, and the second way you can do it is across the whole entire way. Now, it really depends on your personal preference, but if you're going to do panel by panel, you need to cut each panel in half. That means you start at one end, come all the way to the middle. That way you don't get the buildup along the edges, which is called picture framing, which looks really, really ugly. If you're going to walk the whole panel, then you can start at the top, start at the bottom. It makes no difference. First coat's down, let's check out that first coat. Now, we're not overreacting. If we got a dry spot, I'm gonna tell you what I do on the first coat. I connect the dots. Many people will tell you spray it the way you want it to look. I don't believe in that because sometimes that gets guys in trouble. Usually they're telling you that because of mill buildage, but I just go ahead and I spray it just the way I want to. I want to get the paint on the panel. If you try to go all out on the first panel, that clear is just going to run down. Think of it like glue or like a back of a piece of tape. That's what you have now drying, and that second coat that goes down is gonna actually stick better than that first panel. So you might have noticed something over here. Well, right here, I didn't clear to the edge, okay? And the reason why I didn't clear to the edge is because sometimes you have too much material buildup, and that creates a darker finish, a darker edge. So like a swimming pool, the deeper end is typically gonna be darker from looking above. So first coat I usually take right around here. Second coat, I'll finish it off. Now, when do we know when to put the second coat on? Flash time. When do I wait? How long do I wait, Brian? Well, that depends on your clear. What clear did you use? The hardener. I'm always going to recommend to you slow hardener. Smoother finish, that thing rolls right out. I'm not a fan of adding reducer into the clear coat unless it's in the technical data sheet, recommend it, and this one is not. So, how do we know? Well, let's consider this. The back side of a piece of tape. How does that feel to you? So the back side of this, the tackiness of this, is essentially what you're gonna wait for. You don't want your clear coat to be stringy. That means it's not ready yet. So let's check it out. I always like to do the areas, obviously, that are the tape areas. And right now, it's not ready. Okay, it's got a little bit of a string still. So I'm gonna wait. I usually typically give it around 8 to 10 minutes. So that second coat, after it flashes, we'll go ahead, I'll put you on a tripod, and you can kind of look at my distance and what I'm doing from the side. Just laid that second coat of clear. Guys, something I forgot to tell you, your overlap, you want around a 75% overlap. So what does that mean? So that means if you spray this area, you're just gonna move up 75%, 75%, 75%. On a hood, I like to go almost like a 90% because they just need to flow out a little bit better. So hope that helped. One other thing, one other tip, notice my clear coat, okay? Look at my clear coat. Where does it go? At least 6 to 7 inches past my area. This is going to assure that I have a nice smooth finish in my door edge. Every single place is nice and smooth. All right, so back here in the mixing room, we're gonna finish off this video, and stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna unmask it and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all unmasked. So guys, just remember that when you're clearing, the gun should be doing the work for you. You shouldn't have to go back over it to make it wet. It should be coming out so fast and so smooth that you have to keep up with the gun. You control the gun does not control you, and utilize these settings to help you. Also drop a comment, I'll be sure to get back to you. That's the whole thing behind this channel, it's building a community. Leave me a comment if you could teach me something, because I would love to learn from you guys as well. So, we got a lot of great videos on the way. I might even drop by Harbor Freight and pick up a $25 gun and see what it does. So, guys, thank you so much for the love and support. If you liked the video, if you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and remember, this is Brian from Paint.society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's check it out.